Oh boy, let's fucking go. Sound is synced. Another week, another episode of the Everybody in the Mom podcast. Sound is synced. Let's go. The podcast everybody and their mom is fucking listening to. How we doing, everybody? Another week, another episode. Like I was mentioning, this is episode 74. Yeah, coming at you on a Friday today. Let's see, it's 2:45. Coming at you with another episode. I was gonna do the pod yesterday. Thursday I had a haircut, and Wednesday I think caught up with like house stuff. Had different people coming through around the house, so couldn't really get this done. Wednesday was just a little busy, but I wanted to get this pod out before Saturday, especially with titles of today's episode. So let's jump in. UFC 328, Shemaya versus Strickland. Here we go. Full predictions here, boys, with my expert analysis. I say that with my Pokemon Loteria behind me. All right, let me give you my expert analysis here. So UFC 328, it's in New Jersey. Let's see. Let's go to the early prelims. There's a two. Alrighty. First, we're gonna start off with Carpenter versus Ochoa. Home defense rounds and target rounds. Get the home defense ones, bro. Home defense. Um, wait, I think you were asking me. Hold up. I don't think so. Uh, Brian, you were asking me about open carry in California. I don't think it's allowed. Like to like have it on your hip or anything. Like like to having it like on a holster. I don't think you're allowed to. I know you're allowed to have it hidden, so that wouldn't be open carry. That would be like just a regular ass license to have it on your person. But even then, you have to apply for that. Um. So yeah, good luck with the. Would you get was it a Glock? In the whip loaded. Let me see. I think that depends. Also, yeah, I know you can have it in your car. Let me see. Let me see. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so you gotta have it locked and locked in a fucking in a box. Yeah, locked in a box with I guess it has to be unloaded too for the most part. Yeah, looks like it. I think the same thing. You gotta apply for a license because I remember I had a cop professor, um, and he just had his even though it was like on campus. So it's like exceptions. Like I also know there's like certain businesses like jewelers, um what else? Those like brink trucks people where like your business, the nature of your business like invites crime. So like you would apply to like the sheriff's department for like like a special license essentially. Like it really just depends. But yeah, it looks like for just like everyday like people, yeah, you can't have it like that. Let's jump into the show. Yeah, you're right. By the time you'd be dead if you're like robbed and stuff. Yeah, by that point, if you're like locked and stuff, and you're like load, you'd be fucked. Let me see. Ochoa, Carpenter, both coming off a loss, 125. I would say give me the over on here. I don't think anybody's gonna win. Like in terms of a knockout. Give me goes to judges. All right, let me see. Suzurkayev and Santos. One's undefeated, 6-2. Other guy, 11-2, coming off a win. Um, Suzurkayev should win, but not at 7-1. I think he'll probably win off of decision also. So give me Suzurkayev, but not at those odds. Like, you know what I mean? Like 700 is crazy. But he should win. Santos isn't bad, but I think they're trying to set him up for like a more success, considering he's undefeated. Suzurkayev, I think he's 11-0. Yeah, 11-0 against 11-2. So, give me Suzurkayev. Next, we got Sabatini and Gomes. Let me see. Gomes is 6 inches taller. No, 4 inches taller. 3-inch reach advantage and 5-inch leg advantage. Sabatini is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's good in stand up. Both coming off a win. I think right here is a good shot at an underdog pick. So I'm gonna go Gomes 165. I think he's a good underdog pick right here, considering he has a height and reach advantage. All right, next we got Kopylov, and we're both coming off a win. Uh, Whereas here, Kopylov and Tulio, both coming off of big losses. I remember I think I parlayed Kopylov in his last fight and he lost. Let me see. Both men are 6 feet, 185. Both about a 75-inch reach advantage, same leg reach advantage. I'm gonna go with Kopylov's plus 185. That's interesting. Let me see. Tulio lost to Duncan. That's a pretty bad loss. He beat Gore, Potiera. That's a pretty good record in UFC compared to Kopylov. Rodriguez is a pretty. Ooh, is coming off a couple big losses. Rodriguez isn't a bad loss. Neither is Costa. I think I'm gonna go Kopylov at plus money right here. Yeah, give me Kopylov at plus 155. I think this is another good underdog pick here. Slight dog. Both these fights should be close, considering this is the feature early prelim. And now we get to the man. I think we're back. Yes, I think we're back. Yes. Are we back? I think so. All right, we should be back there. Let's get this predictions back up. Yes, we were on Miller and Gordon. Here we go. Ooh, both guys coming off big losses. Jim Miller has like over 50 fights in the UFC. Jared Gordon about to be his 30th fight. Man, not a good. Let's see. Miller with the 3-inch reach advantage. Oh man, I don't trust either guy here. So I'm gonna just go with Jim Miller at plus 230. I think that'd be funny. Going Miller here. Both guys are at the tail end of their career. Both guys. I mean, this is a good matchup for the UFC, considering they're matching up two older guys. Um, Neither of which are in any sort of title contention. It should be a decent scrap. Yeah, sorry about that, man. Those disconnection issues are pissing me off now. Uh, yeah, it's my laptop. When the internet goes out, it has a tough time reconnecting back. Now already connected, so we should be good now. So we got Dawson, Rebecca, both guys coming off a loss, 23-3, 20-4. Dawson with 3-inch height advantage and 6-inch reach advantage. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, I can see why. He's at minus 160. Polish Power. I think I picked him last time and he let me down. Yeah, he lost against Klein. Coming off two losses. Ooh, he beat Orolbai? Wow, that's probably one of his best wins, I would say. He beat Oroba in a war. Uh, I think I want to pick Dawson, but Rebecca. Hey Ronnie, how's it going? Sorry about the connection problems. Thank you for swinging by. Ah man, Dawson and Rebecca. I want to pick Rebecca at plus money, just because he's off of a 2 fight losing streak and Dawson's off a 1 fight losing streak, and that reach advantage 6 inches. Yeah, give me Dawson. Give me Dawson. I wouldn't be surprised if Rebecca wins though. This is for Saturday. Tomorrow. I thought today was Thursday for a second. Okay, next we got Yoel Alvarez against Yaroslav Amasov. Ooh, wow. 29-1, 23-3. Ukraine against Spain. 2 inch height and reach advantage for the Spaniard. Ooh, I think this is one of those situations where Amasov, I don't think has fought the best competition. Yeah, he beat Neil Magny in the UFC. Whereas Alvarez, I don't think I've seen him fight in the UFC. He beat Luque and Close and Brenner. Oh, okay, yeah, I gotta go with Alvarez then. No offense to Amasov, but that that one loss being in other promotions, so that one win in UFC, 1. Yeah, give me Alvarez at plus money. Alvarez, baby. As is the card worth watching? Yes, it is. I will get to in a second why it's worth watching. Right here. Here's why it's worth watching. Starting right here. Okay, Ronnie, tell me right now who you think is gonna win this fight, just without even knowing anything about UFC. Who's gonna win this fight? Let me move my head. That's better. Who's gonna win? Okay, right here is where we're gonna start seeing a massacre, a sacrifice, if you will. They're feeding this fucker to a Teba, bro. A Teba. He's like minus. He's like 11-1 favorite. It's crazy. Cameroonian coming off of a pretty big win against Diaz, coming off a win too, but he's had a couple losses in UFC. Ateba, they're building him up to be like the next damn 3 wins in a row. Look at this knockout, decision, first round knockouts, perfect. Yeah, look, knockout, all first round. And his last fight was a decision. So they're feeding him another can in Aussie Diaz for another win. So his first loss, Ming Yang, he lost. He beat Santos in a decision, so good for him. Um, so right here, I would say is where the card starts to get like really good. So the prelims begin at 4. So let me see, 4, 4:30, 5, 5:30. So at 5:30 is when they start getting really good. I would say like start tuning in. In the early prelims, decision, probably a finish, late finish. We could see a finish here. Probably a decision, unk decision, maybe an unk finish would be funny. Maybe sub right here. Maybe a late finish or sub here. But yeah, I would say at 5:30, start tuning in. And I will explain even further now why. So you'll see a sacrifice at 5:30, and before that, you'll see a bunch of late finishes or decisions. So like think second, third round submissions or knockouts. But I would say like half go to decision, the other half late finishes. All right, let's get to the main card. That's what we're here to see. Main card is at 6. Main card is at 6. Let's see. So I would say 5:30, start tuning in. But at 6 is we have Bobby King Green. I'm calling him Bobby. Bobby against Jeremy. All right, Bobby. Two kind of unks here. Both guys have almost like over 50 fights in MMA. That's crazy. Bobby 5-10, 71. Both equal reach advantage. more leg read. This is gonna be a good fight right here. This is gonna be a nice banger. I'm leaning Bobby, but not at 4-1. Bobby's coming off of a couple big wins. He has been sliming out like rising contenders. He got his ass destroyed by Rufy and by Patty. He beat Miller. Hold on, that's funny. But yeah, Bobby is playing with house money at this point in his career. Like he's older. He's I mean the fact that he's getting on main card fights, he's still getting paid. He's getting good matchups. Usually guys are trying to keep it on the feet, which is what he excels at is in the striking. He fights hands low, hands down actually, try to sneak in good counters. And once he starts styling off on people, it's fun. So I'm gonna go Bobby. I wouldn't go at those odds. Uh, like I wouldn't straight up bet it. Stevens, don't get me wrong, he could probably land like a starts teeing off. When he starts styling on him because he likes to, like I said, like fight like he fights like this, like hands low, and when he does like when he's able to on people, sneak in a jab or two, he starts getting his opponent really flustered and annoyed, and then you start hearing the crowd. Everybody's just going crazy because he has a style that's like like it's fun to watch. It's exciting. But you can get caught doing that shit. So go green, but not by that odds. Then we got Brady against Buckley. So we got a wrestler and Brady, good grappler. I mean, better grappler than he is striker. Against Buckley, who is a very good striker. Both guys coming off big losses. Buckley 4-inch reach advantage. I think his last loss was against Usman. Yeah, he held him down for like 4 rounds. I feel like he knocked out Wonder Boy. That was sad. And Brady, who did he lose to? Morales. That's a big, yeah. He beat Edwards though. Um, damn. I know Buckley has been training with Usman better. Who he lost to shore up his wrestling, and he's better on the stand up too. There's only a 3-round fight. Brady should take him down at least 1 round. I don't think he gets the finish though. So I want to take Buckley here at plus 150. Um, I think him working out with Usman lately, like I said, is who he lost to. Held him down for like 5 rounds. Just held him down against the cage. I think his work with him is going to shore up his wrestling. Brady's a great grappler. The way he's a decision or by submission. But I think Buckley's going to be able to at least 2 out of the 3 rounds keep him off him, keep it on the feet, and land this more significant shots. So give me Buckley a 2 out of 3 matchup, 2 rounds out of 3. Don't get me wrong, if Brady takes him down 2 times out of the 3 rounds, he'll win. So this is a close one, very close. Then we got another close one. Okay, so first fight is a Unk slobber knocker. So what's worth watching? Okay, Diaz getting destroyed. Green teeing off on Stevens will be fun. Buckley being able to keep off withstand the takedown and to land the more significant shots is worth watching. Then got a heavyweight bout against Volkov and Acosta. Acosta's been ascending lately. He's let me see. I think he's had like 3 fights, 3 wins lately. Yeah, he beat Derek Lewis, he beat Gaziev and Delisha. Yes. Look, November, January. So he's had 3 fights in the last like 6 months, no, 5, 7 months. So he's pretty active heavyweight. Dominican, I think he's in the top 15 already. Yeah, he's ranked top 5 already. He's ranked. Volkov, historic heavyweight. This is a good fight. Top five heavyweight right here. 6'7", 80 reach advantage. Fuck, with a leg reach. I think if Volkov is able to use his legs to attack, to take Acosta's base, and to go after the body, I think he has a good chance of winning this. However, I think Acosta right now is ascending. I really do think so. I think he's one of those heavyweights that's uh, like it's their time right now. Volkov has kind of had his time in the sun. I think he's had over like again over like 50 fights, right? Yeah, 39 and 11. He's at 50 professional fights. Costa, he's one of those guys that, like I said, he's been active but of late, and that's just because he's been able to get early finishes, and then part of that has to do with his power, the power disadvantage. So I'm gonna go with the Costa here at plus 125, slight underdog pick. Here we go. Okay, so like I was mentioning, we turn it in by 5:30. See Diaz get fucking destroyed. Watch Bobby and Jeremy give you a classic Unk um, striking match. Brady versus Buckley, a classic grappler versus striker. See if the striker could keep the grappler off him. Up within top five heavyweights. Very good. And we finish off the card with two, not one but two championship fights. We got Joshua Van against Tatsuro Taira, Myanmar versus Japan, and Hamza Chimaev from the Emirates, but I think he's from Chechnya, against Sean Strickland from the U.S. I think he stays in Nevada. I know he lives in Nevada, but I think he's like from like Arkansas or something. But regardless, starting off with Joshua Van against Tatsuro Taira. Van's a champion. He won the championship off of a freak injury to Pantoja, and this fight was scheduled for last month. Van injured, I think, his hand in training, so they postponed it by a month. Van is the better striker here. Um, he has very good takedown defense. Uh, and his power is very good for this weight class, 125. Um, I don't I don't see Van holding him off for 5 rounds. And this is another one of the situations like Buckley and Brady, like I was saying. Tatsuro is very good in jujitsu and in being able to take his opponents back. So I think he's going to be able to take down Van at least 2 out of the 5 rounds that they fight. Given that, if he takes him down 3 out of the 5 rounds, he's going to win. And I think I'm going to lean that way just because of the size. I think he's like 2 inches taller. So it's not that much of a dip. Yeah, he's 2 inches taller. It's at 125, but that 5 inch reach advantage. So he has longer limbs and he's just a little bit bigger. So the size advantage 125 favors Tyra. But like I was mentioning, Van is a very good takedown defense. And if this fight stays standing, I think Tyra is going to have a long day. I think he's going to be able to. I think this fight goes to decision, honestly. So whatever the over under is, take the over, because I think Tyra is going to try to take this to the ground as much as he can. I think Van is going to do a good job early round. Maybe no, maybe. I think later rounds to keep it standing. I think what's going to happen is early Tyra gets a takedown. He's going to take Van's back. He's not going to get the finish. And then round two, once they're slicker, Van takes the fight more in his control, keeps it standing rounds 2 and 3. And then Tyra starts getting, has a little bit more success in the later rounds, and it goes to rounds 4 and 5. In which case, this is anyone's fight at that point because both guys will be kind of a little bit more gassed. I want to lean Tyra here just because I feel like his pathway to success is a little bit more easier than Van. Van, I feel like, has to get the more significant strikes landed on Tyra. And Tyra's not terrible in the stand-up game, but he's not as good as Van. That is a definite. So basically, the difference in striking is the same difference in grappling, I would say. Van isn't a bad uh, submission artist, takedown defense artist, excuse me. But Tyra is at a different level. But at the same way, Van's at a different level with striking. So I'm gonna go with Tyra here at plus. I mean, sorry, minus 165. So he's favored for a little bit of a reason. This is gonna be a close fight. This is a close one. 125. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to decision though. And then the one we're all here to see, the one that we have been waiting for, the 185-pound championship between Hamzat Chimaev and the former champion Sean Strickland. Hamzat 15 and 0, Chechnyan, Muslim, Russian Muslim, uh, ISIS affiliation. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, maybe. Uh, he's been the monster in the division for a while now. Strickland coming off of some big wins against Fluffy, yep, beat Fluffy, and Costa. His only losses have been to the champions. So he lost Duplessis twice, I believe. Yes. But he beat Adesanya, he beat Magomedov. I remember when he beat Adesanya, that was crazy. Lost the championship, got back in title contention because he beat Costa, lost the championship, and then back in title contention again because he knocked out Fluffy in the third round in what was like a pro Mexico crowd. I think it was in Texas. Um, Strickland is at plus 375 right now. I might take a stab at him uh, at those odds, especially. Hamzat 15 and 0. Most of his wins are by by submission. Let me see. I remember his first fight. Yeah, Li Jingliang. No, it was Mearshart. No, it was these two. I remember he won. Yeah, he won his first two fights like in a week. I remember seeing these. I remember betting on him for the McKee fight. That was crazy. Yeah, he knocked out Mearshart in yeah like 20 seconds. That was crazy. The Jingliang fight, first round again. This is where his career started taking a turn though. Once he got gifted, not a decision, but the judges were kind of favoring him because he was the ascending star. There was an argument that Burns and Usman beat him. Now, granted, the judges were the fights were close, and the fact that they were even up in the air just shows the dominance of Chimaev. Because look at this: first round, first round, first round, first round, second round. These it was the first time it even went to the judges. The fact that it even went there, it was a story. Again, look, Chimaev is Holland, first round. Whitaker Chimaev, first round. Duplessis Chimaev against the champion, 5 rounds. No way, 375. That's significant. Exactly, dude. I might take a stab. But don't get me wrong. What's gonna probably happen in this fight is similar in the Tyra fight and Van, while they are both fresh, I think that's their best opportunity to get or attempt a takedown submission for both Tyra and Van. However, I think Chimaev, the more the fight goes, the more it favors Strickland. Because Chimaev, especially against Usman and Burns, has shown that as the fight goes, his stamina doesn't. It wanes. He starts to wither. He really needs to get those early finishes because his stamina. He's not really built for five. Come to think of it, I don't think he's ever gone more than 3 rounds. So that's very significant. Sean, he got taken down by Duplessis, but it was one of those situations where he was just kind of held down. He wasn't he wasn't really in danger of being subbed out. It was just a decision L. Whereas here, I feel like there's a chance for Sean for him to kind of make it more difficult, a little more sloppy, a little more dirty with sprawling, with keeping Chimaev off of him, especially in the later rounds, if he's able to do that. I think if it gets to late round two, by late round two, this should favor Strickland. Um, because the problem with Strickland that he has is he fights like a boxer. He has the he fights like this. You know what I mean? Like, so since he has a very closed stance, can't really see my feet, but like it's not wide. Against a wrestler, you want to have like a wide stance. You know what I mean? You want to stay wide, but he stays very like very narrow, and that's easy for Chimaev to grab him by the torso and go for that single leg, go for that easy single leg, or even grab around his waist, like so here, and take him down. And that's going to be the trouble that he has, especially against the cage. Because if he's able to push him, Sean, against the cage like this, right, and Ray is able to use the cage to push him down, to use his weight against him, it's going to be a lot easier, which I think is going to happen in the early rounds. I think it's going to be very important for Sean to keep it dirty, make it more of a dirty fight. If he goes in here trying to be like fundamental against Hamza, he's going to lose. Um, he might even have to go for like some borderline like illegal shit, like strikes to the back of the head, elbows to the back of the head. As soon as he goes for takedown, just start hitting here. Um, force the ref to break up the to break them. Fence grab. I'm talking like not dirty shit, obviously, because if you get if you hit a guy in the nuts, they're gonna call it. If you eye gouge somebody, they're gonna call it. But I'm talking like borderline shady. No, it's not borderline shady. It's soft cheating. Grab the shorts, grab the gloves. Like that's how he's gonna have to do it to win this one. I really don't think he has the straight up skills to beat him. I think he's the better striker. Same thing as with Van, but as an overall fighter, the difference in striking between Hamza and Strickland isn't as big of a gap between the wrestling is between Hamza and Strickland. Whereas with Van and Tyra, that gap was about the same. So the gap between Van and Tyra striking was as big as Tyra and Van's grappling. Van is obviously a better striker, Tyra obviously a better grappler, but it kind of balances off. Whereas here it's like Shemaev is the way better grappler, and Strickland is like, yeah, he's the better striker. You know what I mean? He's like he's better, but not like that much better. So I don't know, man. This is gonna be a good one. I got Shemaev. Don't get me wrong. Minus 500. Not at those odds though. Like obviously I think most people now, especially with the buildup to this fight, are backing Strickland. The money clearly isn't there. I don't think the money is behind Strickland. I think clearly the money is behind Shemaya, 5-1 favorite. But yeah, this should be a good event. Another good one. The last numbered one was great. Um, which one was that one? The one that the Ronnie, you saw that one. It was the one with fucking Oberg, the last one, and a Yuri. That was a great card. That was like probably the best card of the year so far. A UFC 327. So now 328, we're in New Jersey. Like I mentioned, the early prelims decision. Okay, I'll count on my hand the amount of finishes I think we'll see. One, maybe two, three. Okay, so four. Okay, so in the prelims, I think you'll see like four. Every card I've seen is such that one. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. Okay, so right here at 5:30, I guarantee you, if you tune in at 5:30, you'll see Diaz get destroyed. Before that, I can only guarantee a lot of close decisions and maybe some finishes. I'm gonna say like three finishes out of one, two, three, four, five, six, seven fight. Okay, so out of seven fights, you'll see three finishes. But this one for sure, at 5:30, you'll see a finish, a Teba. All right, and then you get Green Stevens, good striking match between two like over 35-year-olds. Brady Buckley, a good striker versus grappler matchup, two top tens. and then you get a top five matchup against two heavyweights. I think the closest is going to get the finish. That's be a fun one. And then you get two championship matches against strikers in Van and Strickland, and grapplers against Hamza and Tyra. The only thing I apologize in advance is I feel like the grapplers are going to win, which sucks. If they don't get the finish, because if they just like lay on them for like 5 rounds, it's gonna be a long night. Like it's gonna be boring. You know what I mean? Because that's how at this level, at championship level, the guys are so talented that they're able to get the position, but they're not oftentimes able to get the finish because the amount of training that they go through to prevent themselves from being choked out or subbed out, in front of an arena of people is, that's kind of what you don't want. If you lose to the judges, it's like, oh, well, what do Mary and Shelley have to say? Like, what do they have to say? That, oh, I lost? Oh, okay, cool. They said so. Compared to like some guy made you tap, made you say uncle. You know what I mean? It's a lot different. But yeah, I would say on paper, this card, two championships, a top five heavyweight, a top 10 welterweight, and a good unk fight with the rising contender. This is easily on paper, uh, like an 8 out of 10 card. Like there's there's not much more you could do for this card other than like putting another big name on it. But this is like a very solid like they did good on building this one. New Jersey, not bad. Let's see what else isn't bad. Hopping into our next topic. The playoffs. I'm just kidding. They've been pretty bad lately. The first round was fun, but the second round has not been as fun. Lakers have let me down twice now. I bet on them to cover the spread like twice, and they didn't do that both times. I don't know. It's frustrating kind of watching their games now against the Thunder. Don't get me wrong, the Thunder are very talented. They're a very deep team. It's just that they flop a lot, they foul a lot, and it's very obvious to like even the average watcher that they have favorable calls. They're able to, I don't know, like it's like they're able to play defense, and then once the other team plays defense the same way they do, it's like they get called. And yeah, the fouls come at the worst times because it ruins the momentum of the game. Like they call them as soon as like, oh, the other team is up by three, and they're about to make this go ahead basket to go up by five. Oh no, foul, go the other way. Yeah, when Lakers were up by four, I started making bullets called. Exactly, dude. And the thing that pissed me off too was I live bet at halftime the Lakers to cover the spread, and they lost. They got blown the fuck out. I was so mad because I was doing some work at halftime, around the house, and then I came back and they were winning, and then I was maybe watching it for like a few minutes, and they were down by 10, and I was like, oh, it's over. Because that's another thing with like, don't get me wrong, even if they had the favorable calls, I still think the Thunder would beat them, but by single digits instead of double digits. And that's just because they're a very deep team. Like when SGA goes out and they still have like Caruso and what's the other guy they have? I forgot. He has a beard. They're still able to play loose. They were to swap out Chet and Hartenstein and bring in Dort, and they just have like I want to say 7 or 8 guys they could just throw at you. Whereas the Lakers, they maybe have like five. I would say their bench isn't terrible, but it's not like you could tell that even with Luca. I would say with Luca and favorable calls, it would be an even series. Like, it would be anybody's matchup. But without Luca and with the way these refs are calling it, it ain't even worth watching. The Lakers might win a game, back in LA, just to avoid getting swept, but I don't see it happening. Today though, I mean, we have the Knicks and Sixers. Well, sorry, let's go back. The Pistons, they're oh my gosh. So the Cavs have the problem of having Harden and Mitchell playing at the same time, but they're better when one of them is out.
So they're better. For example, I think they're best um, when Schroeder and what's his face and Mitchell are playing at the same time. When it's Harden, it's bad because both of them are kind of defensive liabilities, but both can score over 20 points a game. So there's that. I would say get Harden off the bench for more of a spark and keep Schroeder in the starting line. But that'll probably piss off Harden's ego. Um, but yeah, I was the Cavs, the same thing. They'll probably win one game at home to avoid getting swept, but the Pistons will probably win that series. Same with the Thunder. Both of them are gonna win 4-1. Um the one series that's actually kind of fun to watch is the Spurs Timberwolves. The last game wasn't fun because the Timberwolves just gave up after they were down by like 10 and they were like, we already stole home court. It's just avoid injuries and go back to Minnesota. Like tonight, I would say the T Wolves probably win, considering they're at home for game three and they kind of took game two off. They'll be at home for this one. They need to win this because they don't want to get home court stolen back uh, by San Antonio. So give me the Wolves tonight. Wolves tonight. Um, and I think same logic. I think with the Lakers and Cavs, I think the Sixers play really hard tonight. Same thing. I think they better without Embiid. Um, they're able edge come. What's his name? Maxi and Paul George are just able to play like looser, freer, without Embiid. Like just I don't know. Whenever he handles the ball, like the offense slows down. It like stops, and he's just trying to get easy foul calls, flopping, or shooting a three. And it's just not. I don't know. He's not a very good offensive player. I would say. He's not a very good teammate to have on a team. I would say for Embiid, I would have traded his ass years ago. Um. So yeah, give me okay. Give me the Knicks, Pistons, and Thunder all in five. They're all going to win in 5 games. And then the Wolves win tonight. Yeah, the Wolves win tonight. Ronnie says, "Yeah, I'm not watching at all. I'm just waiting for NFL schedule to drop. Screw the NBA." Yeah, I think the schedule drops like in a week or two. But the Saints don't play here in LA, so I'm not that excited. Like, I'm not that excited as other years just because they don't play here in LA. But it'll be fun to watch. So let me see. What are my predictions for the finals? I mean, for the conferences, what'll be that? Thunder. Uh, I think the Spurs and Timberwolves are going to beat each other up, and then the Thunder are going to pick up the pieces and go to the finals. And then Knicks and Pistons. Give me, give me this. I would say the Knicks, but I don't know the Pistons. Yeah, yeah, excited they're gonna win the division. Yeah, but I mean, just like I'm not gonna see them in person this year compared to unless I go to New Orleans or whatever. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Hockey. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. This is for Styles right here. So there's 8 teams left. Um, let's go, John Nola. Yeah, I'd be down. It'd be pretty fun. Let's go Ducks for Farron. Let's go tonight here in Anaheim against the Golden Knights. Give me the Ducks, bro. Give me the Ducks. They're gonna win that one tonight. Same with the Sabres. Go Sabres. Sabres and Ducks gonna win tonight. I'm gonna give them that one. Let me see. The Hurricanes and Avalanche are leading. Ooh, give me the Flyers to win tomorrow, and the Wild. Both of them avoiding a sweep. Looks like the Hurricane and the Avalanche are gonna make it to the conference finals, but I don't want either of them to win. At this point, I'm rooting for the Sabres or Ducks. Go Ducks tonight. Sorry, Siles, if you guys lose. I think if anything, they'll win game four to steal back home court. That one's definitely gonna go 6 or 7 games. But yeah, give me the Ducks. Give me the Ducks. I will if it's probably gonna be the Hurricanes and well, yeah, Hurricanes, Avalanche. I would say Sabres, Ducks in the final for the final four. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Alrighty, that was NBA, NHL. Ah, here we go. MLB, the standings. Back to baseball. Baseball is crazy, bro. Cause like, I remember opening day was like not even I thought it was a month ago, and they've already played like over like almost 40 games, and they still have what like 100 games left. Baseball is crazy, man. I swear. That's why it's like it's hard to talk to like my buddies that are like baseball fans because it's like, why are you worried? There's still like 100 games. Why are you worried that you lost? You know what I mean? It's like it's just weird to me because I just don't follow it enough to just be like, yo, dude, like look, like we're imagine being okay, we're 17 and 21. It's like okay, like it's so prideful. I know it's weird. All right, so let's see. The Yankees and the Rays are dominating the AL. Yeah, look, so the AL is same thing. It's just a bunch of like, it's two good teams and everybody else. Cousin is a Yankee fan, and as of right now, they're contenders. Yeah, it looks like it's Yankees and Rays, Yankees and Rays, and everybody else in the AL. Look, so 26, 25, Guardians 20 wins, Athletics 19. So it's like, look at the Orioles 17, look at Tigers, Sox 18, 17, Mariners, Rangers. Yeah, like look at this. Angels 15 wins. Come on, man. Come on, Farron. Like, come on, guys. This is embarrassing. Now let's go over to the NL. Look, a little bit more diversity here. Look at this. Look at this. You got the Braves. You got the Cubs, 26 wins. Dodgers, 23 wins. Cardinals and Padres, 22 wins. Like it's more like here's the AL, right? There's two teams, then and the NL is like there's like five good teams, and then it's like okay, you know what I mean? It's like here's AL, and then NL is like a nice curve, a nice curve. Now look at that. So you got Braves, Cubs, Dodgers. Oh, what was the other ones? Where? Cardinals, Padres. You have five legitimate like contenders, whereas in the AL only two, Yankees and Rays. And in there, I would root for the Rays. um, my Marlins, no, 17 wins, no. My Marlins, bro, come on. Look, so look, okay, look, I'm gonna be a Marlins fan, right? Okay, look, we're 17 and 21, and we're 9 games back. How do I feel about that as a Marlins fan? Like, okay, there's 100 games left. Cool, we gotta win 9 in a row. Like what? This is ridiculous, but it's fun. It's fun to watch. I can see because it's like a marathon, not a sprint. Because yeah, how many games? It's 142 or 162 games. 162. Oh my gosh, bro. They play 162 games. 162 games, bro. There's still over 120 games left. Come on, Marlon. Let's turn this around. Come on. Get a winning season. Come on. Come on, Angels. For Farron. No, I'm just kidding. That's just funny though. Like, I don't know how you could follow a season for 162 games. Like, I'm over here just struggling with football, and they're playing 17, and like low key, one of them they sit their starters, so it's like really 16 games. Oh man, well, like a lot of teams rest their starters, not against us, obviously, not us, obviously, we're not that good, but like the good teams, yeah, they play like 16 games. Fuck, man, that's ridiculous. Alrighty, let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see the Michael. Let's see the budget and box office. The updates. Let me see. Michael. 483 mil. Let's go. Michael. Nearing 500 mil at the box office. Fantastic news. Sequel is already I think it's already been greenlit. It's already in production. It's already been filmed. Sequel's on its way. I have not seen this film. I've heard about it. I've heard it's starts from when he was a child and ends to where he I think begins his solo career or his solo performance career without the rest of his family. It ranges for the what is that, the first like 24, 25 ish years of his life. Like 20, yeah, not even 25, like very early 20s. Um I see a lot of videos of people dancing to the music, singing along with the music, having fun in the theaters. This is a good time for the box office. Let's see. What's another one? Project Hail Mary. Let me see. Budget and box office. 640. Nice. With a budget of 200, so I needed to make five. It made 640 in the box office in the theaters, and it's going to be going to streaming on Amazon. Fantastic. That is a healthy line right there. Let's go to Mario Galaxy. I'm just going to the big releases of late, the big ones. Ooh, nearing a bill with a budget of 110 million. That's how you do it, boys. Look at that. You invest 110 million, so you got to make times 2.5, 240 plus half. So you got to make just under 300 mil. You got to make 300 mil, and this shit's already making over 900, close to a bill. This is fantastic, and all three of these films have not hit streaming yet. Think about that. So once they hit streaming, they make even more money, generate even more money, and this is just box office. We're not even talking about merchandise, anything like that. So this is fantastic news. Um, and then from what I'm gonna be catching tonight, Mortal Kombat 2 tonight. I'm very excited because of that. Oh boy, not that. That fucking damn it. I hate your ad shits. No, I'm not gonna subscribe to your ad. Well, it's at 90 if you could see it. Barely. Fuck you, Rotten Tomatoes. It's at 90. So it's at 90% audience. So I'm very excited for that. I'm going tonight to catch Mortal Kombat 2. I'm very excited for it. I was well, okay. Some background information. I am a very big fan of Mortal Kombat. I've been a fan since I was a kid playing the games on PlayStation 2. The first Mortal Kombat game I ever played was Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which I believe was considered Mortal Kombat 4, I think. Let me see. I remember this was the first Mortal Kombat game I ever played. It looked like this. This is back in the day on the PlayStation 2. Um, oh, okay. So this is technically Mortal Kombat 5. So Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance is considered the fifth installment. Because yeah, 'cause I remember the first three were on the arcade, like just button mash. And then the first one, Mortal Kombat 4, was on PlayStation 1. Yeah, because I remember I have it modded on my PSP, and that's a PS1 game. So for PlayStation 2, I remember getting this one, Deadly Alliance. Same as Mortal Kombat Deception, which is Mortal Kombat 6, Mortal Kombat fuck, was it not fuck, what's it called again? The one with Blaze. Armageddon. Sorry, I forget the names of these sometimes. This is probably the best one, in my opinion. Had the biggest roster. Fantastic game. Fantastic. All this is played on PlayStation 2, all of them. And then once you got to that was Mortal Kombat 7, I believe. Because if I'm not mistaken, Mario Kart 7. Uh, so Armageddon. No, so it was Deadly Alliance was 5, Deception was 6, Armageddon was 7. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 8. That was when they changed the. I think they changed it from 3D to 2D, which is this one. Yeah, it was the one on 360, and then M9, I think, was the one with. Oh yeah, this one was the one that changed it to like more of a 2D instead of 3D fighter. Because I remember Mortal Kombat X came out. That one was huge. It changed the. They really reinvented the fatalities. I think in MK9 is when they introduced the X-rays. But Mortal Kombat 10 was incredible. I got Mortal Kombat 11, and it was okay. It wasn't that bad. It had really good newer characters, I would say, especially the DLC. But yeah, like I think we got Mortal Kombat 1 also. Yeah, this still into Mortal Kombat 12. I haven't played this one yet. I'm gonna probably play this one tonight after the game, after the movie. It's just that my brothers played it and they didn't say it was that great. They said the story was kind of mid, so I wasn't that, I bought it for them, but I just wasn't that excited after what they told me what it was. So I was like, eh. But I'll probably eventually get to it just because I pretty much played them all since Deadly Alliance. Like I said, I played a little bit of Mortal Kombat 4 and a little bit of the ones on the arcade. Because my dad, he grew up in the 80s. So Mortal Kombat, He-Man, Thundercats, Transformers, GI Joe, all that stuff. Terminator, RoboCop, Freddy, Jason, Child's Play, like all that stuff. Like I grew up with it just because that's what he grew up watching. So he just showed me that as a kid, and Mortal Kombat's like a very I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a pretty simple. Like it's crazy how this game went from like this, just like a simple arcade, fighting game where it's just like to like a 3D image, fucking blood splattering everywhere. You got fatality. Like it's crazy how big this IP has gotten over the years. Like, photorealistic, like look at this. This is incredible. Like from this back in the day to just push, you just mashing buttons to whatever. Yeah, I've been playing this one, Shaolin Monks. I've been replaying this with my brother. I was hoping they were gonna adapt. There's rumors they might adapt this into a live action with Kung Lao, following Kung Lao and Liu Kang. Um, it sucks too because this is a good game and it didn't sell enough to justify another Shaolin Monks, which is going to be centered around Scorpion and Sub Zero. Man, to this day, that would have been awesome. And I never beat the final boss. Me and my brother are playing it, and even now we're having trouble finishing it because games were a lot harder. You didn't have the YouTube tutorials. They didn't tell you which way to go, and the games were like kind of hard. You only got one save, and if you died, you got to restart everything you just played. So I'm excited. If it's anything like the game, just cool action, cool character designs, and awesome fatalities. That's it. I need those three things. I don't need Tarantino level dialogue. I don't need um, M Night Shyamalan twist. I don't need Christopher Nolan direction. Like no, dude. What I want is cool action, cool character designs, and to see motherfuckers get destroyed, like chained up and like thrown through a wood chipper fatalities. Like I need to see that. I want to see that level of raw violence, and if we do, I'll be happy. But right then, boys, let's end it there. Hope you guys have really enjoyed this one. I did. It's another fun one. Sorry again for those internet problems, internet connections, but hey, we do what we do. But I'm really happy to get you guys another episode this week. I'll get you another one next week. This weekend, UFC, check it in. Like I said, 5:30. Check it out. And I'll catch you guys next time on the next episode of the Everybody and Their Mom podcast. The podcast that Everybody and Their Mom is fucking listening to, baby. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys later. Peace.